Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with Blueberry Dutch Baby. That's right, I've been seeing a ton of Dutch baby photos on the internet. And I'm not exactly sure why, but I'm guessing it's because people are stuck at home looking for things to do. But anyway, it did inspire me to make this blueberry studded version. And if you're not familiar with this beautiful baked pancake, you are in for a huge treat. Since not only is this gorgeous and delicious, it's also as fun and simple to make as a real baby. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with this very basic batter, which we'll begin by tossing some all-purpose flour into a blender, along with a pinch of salt, as well as a little touch of vanilla extract, the real and the pure. And then we'll go ahead and finish this up with 3 large room temperature eggs, and some equally room temperature milk. And if you're wondering why room temperature eggs and milk work better than cold, I'm not exactly sure, but it probably has something to do with science. And that's it. We'll just go ahead and blend this on high speed for about a minute, or until completely and utterly smooth. And by the way, if you don't have the super duper fancy blender like I do, you might have to go a couple minutes. But don't worry, it will still work. And that's it. Once blended, our batter is ready to use. And I know it does seem very thin, but that's how it's supposed to be. And then what we'll do once our batter's done is move to the stove, where we have a 9 or 10-inch cast iron skillet set over high heat, into which we're going to pour 3 tablespoons of clarified butter. And once that's in there, I like to take a pastry brush and kind of grease the sides. And all clarified butter is butter that we've melted and then skimmed off the milk solids from the top, which leaves us with just the pure butter fat. And then what we're going to do here is wait until we just see that butter start to smoke. Okay, you see that? Just a few small wisps. And once that happens, we're going to quickly but carefully pour our batter in right in the center, followed by a handful of the sweetest, freshest blueberries we can find. And yes, of course, if you're not into blueberries, any other fresh berry will work. Okay, so use what you want. I mean, you are, after all, the Dwight Schrute of this baby's fruit. And that's it. As soon as our batter has been buried, we'll turn off the heat and quickly pop this into the center of a 425-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, or until it's beautifully browned and provocatively puffed, which, like a souffle, does not stay that way. So be sure to get your pictures quickly. And also make sure you leave that towel on that still very, very hot handle. And then what we want to do as soon as this comes out is brush the top with some more melted butter. And if you're thinking, we already put 3 tablespoons into the pan, isn't that enough? No, it's not. Brush more on. And then after the butter, this is traditionally squeezed with a little bit of fresh lemon. Okay, some nice sweet Meyer lemon if you can find it. And above and beyond doing this for the flavor, it just sounds super cool. And as you can see, that really helps finish off the deflation. Shoot, I should have worked in a Tom Brady reference. Oh well. And that's it. We will finish this off with a nice dusting of powdered sugar, which I'm generally not a huge fan of for breakfast items. But here it does make a lot of sense. All right, remember there is no sugar in that batter, and the only sweetness is coming from those blueberries. So I think this does need a definite dusting. Plus, it looks nice on the pan. And that's it. Our Dutch baby is done and ready to enjoy, which I'll be doing right now out of this hot pan. And once I get this piece cut, let me get you a closer shot so you can get a better look. And that, my friends, is just a gorgeous bite of food. And while it is rich and satisfying, appearances to the contrary, it is surprisingly light. And the true magic of the Dutch baby is that contrast in texture between that crispy, crusty outside and that soft, custardy, fruity center. It is just simply amazing, with the emphasis on simply. And I really could have easily eaten that entire thing out of the pan, but I didn't think Michelle would appreciate that. Plus, I'm contractually obligated to take a few pictures of it plated. So I cut a nice piece and placed it on a plate, and freshened it up with a little more powdered sugar. And since, like I said, this really isn't sweet at all, especially with that little touch of lemon, I finished this one with a little drizzle of maple syrup, which is how I would enjoy regular blueberry pancakes. And that works just as well with this baked variety. Oh, and in case you're keeping score at home, this Dutch baby has nothing to do with the Netherlands. Right, the name comes from the word Deutsch, as in German. And for more details on that, just ask any of your friends from Pennsylvania, and they will explain it to you. In fact, they might even be able to tell you why this is called a baby. But slightly confusing names aside, I really do hope you give this a try soon. So please follow the links below for the ingredient amounts, a printable written recipe, and much more info as usual. And as always, enjoy.